Marcus, nice to have you here.
Good to be here.
Munich, and I have the pleasure to ask you some questions. You had a speech yesterday here, and maybe you can conclude the topics.
So the main topic, the main point I wanted to make is that we first create reality in our mind, presenting good vision for ourselves, and then we start working towards that vision. So it's always good to keep a good heart, to not despair, to not black pill, as we say, but to always white pill, to believe that we can win, because if we believe it ourselves, then the world will transform in accord with our wishes. So that's usually how it goes. It's never perfect, but it is something that it's a good first step to believe in a vision ourselves. The second point is also on the same topic, about a positive vision to present to others, so that we're not only focusing on the negative aspects of things, but we also try to present something beautiful, a beautiful society. What could we have without the multicultural mess we're in now? So instead of just focusing on the negative aspects, also present the dream, what lies after that, a beautiful vision for the future. So in Germany's case, reindustrialization, high-tech trains, cool aeroplanes, whatever it might be, cool nice cars, BMW, everything like that. So the main vision is always what you present, and then of course we need to work towards it, and to get there, to get to a nice safe society where we can have nice families, beautiful love stories, high capacity industry, innovation. Then we need to get through remigration as well. So yeah, that's always a good thing to keep in mind, to have that nice beautiful vision in our minds.
As an individual, as a young guy here in Germany, as a young academic, as a guy who want to go hard for Germany or for Europe, what are important assets, what are important skills we have to concentrate on? Because we look at you, you're a role model, you're shredded, you're a father, you're a husband, you're an author, you're intellectual, you're physically in a good shape. So what are specific topics that the young people in Europe have to concentrate on?
So first step, the simplest step, is to go to the gym. This is very simple advice, but it's not only about getting jacked and getting strong and getting in good shape. It's also about getting small victories every day, so that you go to the gym even though you might not feel like it. You take one step further along your journey, and it's not about comparing yourself to anyone else. It's not about necessarily getting the most shredded or the most jacked or the strongest, but it's about taking a step for yourself every single time. And then you can translate this into other things, such as your academic endeavors, so that you gain so many victories in the gym, so that getting a good grade in school is not a big deal, because you're used to winning, because you're used to pushing yourself, you're used to the discipline. So finding something as an outlet for discipline that you can get these victories in, and then you try to model the rest of your life on it. And this constant vision of constantly going upwards. And this goes into the gym as well, that you keep going, but you can translate it into anything really, so that you try to be ever more eloquent, you try to be a better writer, you try to be a better networker, you try to be a good person, a good friend, a good human, simply put. Because when you get better socially as well, you can also be of more use for Germany, in your case, for Europe. So to develop yourself in as many areas as possible, to become a Renaissance man, that will be the best. Then you will be in a better position to aid Germany in whatever happens. Mm-hmm. So be the best you can be. It sounds cliche, but it's the best advice.
My next question is about the topic of man and women dynamics, because many young guys or men here in Germany or in Europe or in the Western world, it's hard for them to find a good partner. So what is important about finding a good partner? You have your wife, you have children, so what are the most important things to look after when finding a good partner?
So the very first thing is to first be a good potential partner, because if you become something good yourself, then you will be able to attract good women. So they will always reflect you. So the type of women you attract, it's a reflection on your values. So this goes into the first point we talked about, to become the best you can be. Because if you do get as good as possible, if a good woman, because she will look for, this is a stable, good, social, well-adjusted, successful, he knows what he wants, he goes for it, so she will be attracted to that. And then by just you being in a certain way, you will attract certain women. And then of course you can look at in the dating stage, it comes quite naturally that a certain type of women will be attracted to a certain type of man. So the woman you want to attract is the sort of the man you become, if that makes sense. So the initial step is the exact same thing. So think of yourself. So for me, I have two daughters, so it's quite easy to share what sort of man I want them to find. Someone reliable, someone who is confident, someone who is educated, someone who is social, someone who's well adjusted, everything like that. So it's a good way to keep in mind what sort of man do you want to be, and then you can attract that sort of woman.
Another question, Marcus Follin, also known as the Golden One, is a Swedish patriot. He's making videos for more than 10 years about topics about Europe, about Sweden, about Germany, about the Western world. And why is it important to get some feeling for your country? Why is it important to be patriot? Why is this one of the important sources maybe for your own life?
Yeah, so essentially without a love of your land, then you can become rootless. And we now know in the modern world, we can look at why are people unhappy. Yes, because they're rootless, many of them, because they don't have any connection to their people, their land. They feel rootless, they become depressed. So we have the receipt on it already that many of these aspects, they lead to depression, like literal depression. So they go to the doctor to get a prescription for antidepressants. So we actually know this, it's not the only thing, but if we look at it, people are unhappy because they're rootless. So if you want to be happy, you need to connect with your land, you need to connect with your people, both your nation and your broader civilization, so European civilization of course. A good way to do this is to read history, to visit nice places like we've done here in Munich, very many nice places, and that will grow, hopefully it will grow a good love that can inspire you. So when I think of the struggle, if I go through any hardship, I can just think of the love I have for my people, my civilization, the beautiful buildings, the beautiful nature, everything like that. So there's plenty of inspiration to be had and motivation.
One last question, because we have to go to the airport. In your opinion, what is the mission of the European civilization in the 21st century?
So the very first thing that we need to get done is remigration from Europe, because we need to be in control of our own destinies. Right now we are not, and our population is being put last in priority list. So this needs to change. It starts with a change in our mindset, a change in the zeitgeist. We've had a zeitgeist for a long time now saying that the good thing to do is to put ourselves last, to feed others. So you have then open borders, you have everything like this. It makes sense when you view the zeitgeist as anti-white, anti-European. So we first need to change there. Then when we've done that, then we can start reclaiming our lands and getting in shape again, getting in shape in terms of industry, so we can compete with China and the US. And then of course, impose ourselves in terms of military as well, so we don't need to rely on NATO and the US for defense, and also so we can be strong should Russia be aggressive or something like that. So the first step is to simply take care of our destiny again.
Then thank you very much, and
Thank you.
nice to have you here, Marcus.
Yeah, good to